Hey, everybody. Well, we had Murder Hornets last week. We have Killer Bunnies this week. So be careful. Warning, we do swear. We do have a good time. Let's get rock and rolling. Bev, we're here.
Hey.
What are you doing? Welcome to Golden Guys, just like the Golden Girls, without all the sex appeal, but a little bit more sex appeal today because some people got some haircuts, I think. I did not. I have not. Haven't been able to go anywhere. Anyway, I'm JD Comics. Welcome to the Golden Guys. We're going to talk about some Golden Age books. We're going to do a fun little segment we do every week called the Spinner Rack when we get that down. And we have a talk today a little bit about some Golden Age Jokers. And then we're going to go to Golden Age villain style covers versus villain covers in the other ages, or villain books in the other ages. So villains as a whole in the Golden Age. And let's introduce. So welcome back, our good buddy here. It's been 2 weeks. We missed him. Welcome back, DS. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be back. I only told a couple people, but I actually caught COVID and I was out of commission for a couple weeks.
Damn.
I wasn't on my deathbed, but I had a fever and I felt like crap. And I didn't really have any respiratory issues, but man, it knocked me out for a couple weeks. I was off social media, off YouTube, off Instagram, and some people noticed I was missing. But good to be back. I'm feeling better. I'm going back to work tomorrow. So but that was a tough 2 weeks, but it's good to be back. Good to see you guys.
Good seeing you, Jeff. How are you doing? Good. Welcome back to you this week.
Oh man, doing well, man. I had no idea, by the way, you had COVID. So
I didn't tell him. I told like two people.
You didn't tell me either.
That's it.
I'm glad you're feeling better, man. I'm glad you bounced back. For us, I'm still COVID free, doing well, just doing comics, man, and pretty excited about it. So I'm excited to talk about Joker, Joker and villains. That's
in a bit. I gotta get those files, but after
show and tell, yeah.
Yeah, I got a few books. If we're doing new books, I do have a couple new things.
Yep. Definitely doing that.
You're bidding on even
the OA, but tell me this doesn't look bad.
Nice.
All right, Mike, what do we got going on? How we doing, Knights?
Pretty good. I'm missing some sports lately, so I put on my jersey. Hard to believe that there would have been like tons of baseball games already at this point. It's crazy, but it's that point where you're like, yeah, we're sucking. It doesn't take too long.
That's what I have to tell you, man. Local radio, Mike, you're right. I gotta say local radio because we're in the same area. Our local radio every year, no matter how bad we are by the end of the year, which we're miserable, and the radio, our local sports radio will talk crap about us. But every freaking year before the season starts, they give you so much hope to believe that your team is gonna actually be good. Every stinking year, and yet by the end of it, we're horrible. And Mariner fan, man, it's tough, man. It is tough.
The Mets are the best team in May, usually out of it by July. We would usually joke with. But let me introduce the chat here where we get everything ready for our show and tell portion of the show. Chris Barrett's here, the Cosmic King has arrived here. Mr. Gretzky 999 Sith. Hello, Elizabeth. Posting pictures of Jokers. I'll be here. Very nice. We have Life with Two YouTubers. Mr. G, hey, good having you here. Stream Elements, watching our back. Very good, very good. Brandon Stalinsky, what up? What up? Good having you here. 1-2 Comic Talk, greetings, community. Greetings to you as well. Funk Comics 814, dang, DS, I'm glad you're okay. Yes, we are. We're all very happy for him getting back. DS, been there. Phil Ailing, how are you? Very good. Good having you here. ESPN Korean Baseball, yep, we have people betting on it. We have a whole pool going about the Korean team. So, Kachung, good having you here. And good having everybody here in the chat. Thanks a lot for joining us right now. So, show and tell portion. DS, you want to go first?
Yeah, all right. And I wasn't bidding on a lot of stuff, but part of being down for 2 weeks, I was not feeling well, but I was also really bored. And, so I could still look at comics. So I bought a few things. I bought a package of Adam Age War book. And, these were cool. I thought they were pretty nice and they were pretty cheap. I got all four together. So I got Battle Cry 17.
That's beautiful.
Thought that was a cool one there. Just a lot of action, really bright colors, and title on this is one of my favorite animated war titles with that guy in the middle there. So yeah, I thought that was a nice one, nice bright colors on that. And then I also got this one. These are not high grade, but they present decent. I thought this was a cool one. Guys getting ready to pull the grenade.
That's nice.
Again, not high grade, but a really cool one. Battlefield 4, nice Atlas book here.
I was gonna say that's some Atlas work right there.
Yeah, and this one I posted this on my Instagram, so a lot of people probably already seen it. I think this is a Carl Burgos cover. And then my favorite of the 4 was Battle Action 15. This is the last pre-code issue.
I'm sorry about that, but I should have had the full screen on you.
Oh yeah, all right. This is Battle Action 15, last pre-code issue of the title. And just a really cool work of art here. I just thought it was really somber.
Is that?
This I think is Russ Heath.
It looks like Russ Heath. I was going to say that's one that's very. I've seen it on the Russ Heath appreciation boards.
And then I got one more. I made an upgrade on this.
Oh yeah, nice.
Web of Horror 3.
Shout out to TJ Watson for the heads up on this, pointing me in the direction of it. So I had a 7.0 white pages. This is an 8.5 white pages.
Nice.
So yeah, better copy. And of course, people familiar with this, Web of Horror 3, first Bernie Wrightson cover. The back cover is where it's at, the Virgin sort of.
Yep.
So yeah, just a badass piece by Bernie there. So yeah, 8.5 white pages. This is a tough one when it gets higher grades. It's 1970, so
Very hard. Yeah.
8.5's good. I'm not looking for anything higher than that. This is a keeper grade on this book. So that's what I got.
I'm gonna be going for a higher grade of that, but I did get that one for $4 that time. That was great. Jeff, did you pick up anything recently?
I got some. I did. I picked up something from those online claim sales. Just a random cap, ONH cap. It was just really reasonable and affordable. Nothing special about this book. But what I did get back was a book I had CGC Press and regrade, and I just opened it literally like 20 minutes ago. I got this back and bumped up to a 9.2, second highest graded.
Nice.
And, I don't know, could be a 9.4 in my opinion still, but outside of that, no, that's about it. Just getting some books back. I'm excited because their turnaround times are crazy insane.
Yeah, I mean, I have books there that they said scheduled for grading, and I mailed them the other day.
Yeah, that came back with the press and a grade within, after getting in 10 days, they've had it done. I mean, that's crazy.
I picked up 2 books off the boards. Canadian friend of mine upgraded his, and he had a slab one. I prefer not to slab on some of these. It's a nice book. There's some Baker art in here. I'm going to claim Kamen, the artist on the cover, possibly, or Baker. It's either one of those two. They did all the art in the book. I'm not sure who did. It's Jumbo 998. It's just an Iger shop notification. But this one, no question who this is. This is Jumbo number 41, very early one. Very early off right there, and that's called Mr. Zolnowicz right here. This is a pretty hard one to find as far as the jumbos, our early jumbos. The ones in the 20s and 30s were easier to find than some in the 40s. So these are, and that's not the years, that's the numbers. The years would be 40, 41 on these. Just another great jumbo, great elephant cover here. 2 Sheena bookends, parts of her career. So good stuff right there. Looking for those 2 acronyms here. So we got Alex the Comic Quarter here as well. We've got Fun Comics. I already said IW83. Hello from Jay Blizz, and we've got Crazy Guy Comic Song. So that was our show and tell portion. I think we all had. So, Mike, did you get anything? I know you. Did you get that robot from Japan?
I did, and that's I got a really nice toy, but it arrived kind of broken. But and it's one of those situations where you're like, to try to fight this company. I don't anticipate that going well. I anticipate them wanting me to send it back, if anything. But I don't want to, like, it's so rare of a piece that I don't want to send it. So I don't know what to do, but I'm trying to figure that out maybe. And I don't want to piss them off because they're a really good supplier of these vintage toys. So
I traded for some original splash page art. A guy likes the modern, so I'm going to say, guy likes modern variants, and I had a ton of them. So this is another What If. If you don't know, I have quite a bit of the What If original arts. I try to find them because you get them for a cheap price. This is the last page and splash page, kind of an homage to the Iwo Jima, with all the Avengers and the fellows down here. This is by Stroman, by the way, who I think I liked in the 90s. This is a 90s piece, early 90s, with all the Avengers and Nick Fury right here, and then you've got, of course, the Howling Commandos down here as well. So it's kind of a what if the gamma bomb blew up instead of a hydrogen bomb or the atomic bomb, it was a gamma bomb they dropped on Japan, and it created a whole race of Hulks. And then that's what happens here. Story wasn't great. It's about a C+ story. The art, I do like the art. I do like this. This is a pretty cool splash page that you don't really get a lot. And it's it's a one of a kind splash page with the Iwo Jima homage, and it's all the Avengers. So pretty good.
why don't you talk about the arts competition, the artist thing? Because I'm still getting these images.
March Madness or May Madness or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they're still going with it. I think we're on the next round. Let me see where we are with that. See, do we still have that images? Okay, yeah, we'll go over that. Let me go to that. There it is.
This is that bracket system for the greatest Golden Age artists.
Yep, and that's where we're going. I'm going right there right now to Golden Age platform.
I have not kept up with it since our last conversation, so I have no idea where they left off or where they are right now.
We're down to the final 8 or 8.
Yeah. We're ending on the 13th. Here it is, and right now their last page. Let me see what we have here. A lot of people get pissed off. There's a lot of middle fingers going over. The result as it sits is to vote in the final 4. Okay, so it looks like we got in their regionals. So low results. Cole got 80, Schoenberg 40, Frazetta 70, Baker 22, Wally Wood 65, Barks 26. So the final 4 is Bill Everett versus Wally Wood and LV Cole versus Frank Frazetta. Schoenberg got crushed by Cole.
What about Lupine didn't make it either?
Surprised about that one.
Lupine made it to the Sweet 16.
Okay, this is some poppycock nonsense, dude. So
the Wally Wood shocks me because Walter, he is what he is, insane, and I just don't. I mean, Knights put out his. Which 4 did you have out? You had Schoenberg,
Everett, Frazetta, and Wood.
Walter Wood there, yeah.
But I'm surprised Schoenberg lost.
This is
what you got to do, honey. Just carry that short box upstairs. Sorry.
This Golden Age?
Yeah, it's Golden Age artists.
Yeah,
it's Golden Age only.
Honestly, this might be unpopular or maybe even wrong if you guys want to correct me, but Rosetta is a phenomenal artist. Best artist ever. But for just pure Golden Age comic art, doesn't have a ton of stuff. I feel like his paint, his bronze, his silver age stuff, and some of the Golden Age. But I mean, to be one of the biggest Golden Age artists in the top 4, I don't know if he has enough even really of comic art. Yeah,
I can't agree with this anymore, and I did not vote for Frazetta, even though he is one of my top 5 favorite artists. Period. I can't vote for him at all as a Golden Age artist because, with the exception of that EC book, his best work was always with Jim Warren. Always. Everything he did with Jim Warren and Warren Publishing was better than anything you've gotten ever in a comic book. They were magazines, and that's what Frazetta was best at. Like Boris Vallejo, like Joe Jusko, that whole group is absolutely better in Warren Publishing than they absolutely are in anything in a comic book.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Famous Funnies run you did in the Golden Age, but aside from that, I'm not. I have a Straight Arrow by him. Phenomenal artist. The Bronze Age, Silver Bronze Age magazine stuff, and his paintings and his comic book work overall. I mean, his whole body of work over his lifetime, phenomenal. But just as a Golden Age artist, I wouldn't put him ahead of Schomburg. I mean, Schomburg, a monster in the Golden Age.
Yeah, mine was Schomburg, Kamen, Everett, and who's my other one?
I don't know. Lou Fine ought to be on there. I mean,
Lou Fine, that's who it was. It was Lou Fine. Yeah. I was going to go with Will Eisner. I was debating Lou Fine and Will Eisner. I like Will Eisner's stuff, but there's not enough.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think Frazetta's body of work is grand enough in the Golden Age to deserve to be in the greatest Golden Age artist, because I really don't think I think his stuff post Golden Age is grander than it was in that time frame. So to say that, I feel like he flourished later in his career when it came to comics related or comic inspired material. And for Schomburg has a style to comics. I don't know if I would put him in the top 4. His style of just busy covers were great and all. I don't know if I put him in the top 4 either. I like more of a stylistic, like Lou Fine feel and Eisner, and that for me. I don't know who I would put in my top 4, but I don't see Schomburg being in there as much as I respect Frazetta. If it's like in the Golden Age, I don't think I would have him there either. I'd like to hear what the Elite 8 were and just kind of see where we are now, because I don't know if I would have.
It was Baker versus Frazetta, and it was L.B. Cole versus Schomburg, and it was Lou Fine versus Everett, and it was Wally Wood versus the Duck guy. What's his name? Carl Barks.
Carl Barks. See, I still would put Schomburg over Cole, personally.
Yeah.
Personally. Cole's cool and all. His color scheme, I think, helped put him into this style that is so attractive for people to just look at. But so is Schomburg, and I think Schomburg, personally, I like better than Cole.
The thing about Cole versus Schomburg, other than his real early stuff, which has a very pulpy feel to it, that didn't last long. But once Schomburg really got into it, it's all the same style. It's the busy covers, the really cool caricatures.
What about the fact that he had a style, a pulp style, and then he did all the busy, crazy stuff, and then he also did all the airbrush stuff.
Yeah, the airbrush stuff. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. L.B. Cole has a lot more styles than Schomburg. He has the psychedelic, sort of like the jungle, the startling covers where they're completely filled and there's faces hidden in the background and melting. He's got like the Startling Terror Tales 11 is not a busy cover, but it's very stark and creepy. He's got some of that early stuff, the Target comics, the novelty stuff. The suspense run is unique, and he's got some sci-fi stuff that stands on its own apart in a new style. Also, I think Cole has a lot of different styles. Far more styles than Schomburg, but I like Cole better than Schomburg. But part of the reason is I'm not a World War II fan, and 99% of Schomburg stuff is World War II related, superhero, Captain America, Human Torch, timelies. I'm just not into that genre. So all the Schomburgs I have are that. But Schomburg and Cole definitely both belong in the Final 4. But I would put Lou Fine in there for me, and Bill Everett's tough to argue. That guy did some killer stuff, and he had a large body of work. I wouldn't argue with Bill Everett. Wally Wood in the Final 4, good artist, not Final 4 material to me.
I'm trying to think of Wally Wood's best work, and it's like I'd rather have. And I'm looking at his best work in the Golden Age. I'm thinking off the top of my head, like Eerie 3, right? Everett Raymond Kinsler was way better at that time than he was.
Wally Wood's pretty respected just for art's sake in the same.
Art, his porno is phenomenal. All that stuff is great. That's what,
Bureau didn't even make it.
by the way, this is Frazetta's best work. They're all the creepies. I just went through a stack of them over there a few days ago. But if you're into Frazetta and you're on a budget, the best way to get some great Frazettas is Warren Publishing. All the covers, you got Erie's in there. You can look for him. He signs them all. Frazetta. If it's not them, then it could be Joe Jusko, Boris Vallejo. You can't lose with Warren.
Yeah, I'd even be partial to like Bernard Bailey. I'm a huge fan of Bernard Bailey art. He did a lot of stuff in Superman-related titles as well as pre-code horror. There's guys that are virtually unknown that have hardly any cover art but phenomenal interior stuff, like Howard Nostrand.
Yep.
His stuff is phenomenal. Basil Wolverton has some really good covers. Nobody ever talks about Basil Wolverton. He was in there. These guys are top notch. Charles Bureau, Irv Novick. I mean, these guys. You don't hear much about them. I think maybe you will as the years go by because people are starting to dig deeper into Golden Age. But
I think for Basil Wolverton, he's got a very specific style to his work. I don't think it's always appealing to the masses, and I don't really think he hits on as many covers as some of these other artists do because I do think some of his stuff did fall flat quite a bit. For me, like Schomburg, you put Schomburg's best covers, you put L.B. Cole's best covers. I think Schomburg laps L.B. Cole multiple times. L.B. Cole's sci-fi and horror, sure. A lot of winners there. You go to the crime stuff, I don't really care. You go to the romance stuff, I don't really care. I don't think it's a good artwork. I just think it's his attractive color style, okay, that designates it as L.B. Cole. I mean, after you get past sci-fi and horror, I just think he just drops dramatically.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing about Cole that I really think stands out with his work compared to anyone else is the black covers that he did. He did black covers that are just like the Mask comics, Target comics, Power comics. He did some really, really great black covers with psychedelic colors on them, and just they blow me away. I know I'm a huge Cole fan, and not everybody is. I would put Cole. I mean, Cole and Schomburg to me are about even, but I like Cole better because I'm not into timelies. So,
I think the Cole Schomburg argument is a tough one. It's impossible, but I would say that if you're going to take L.B. Cole's best works, it's so opinionated versus Schomburg, which is. It's going to be a superhero, Human Torch, Captain America cover you're going to choose. You're not going to choose something else from Schomburg. You're not going to choose Starling 49 over. I mean, it's cool, but let's be honest. I mean, artwork, what Schomburg's best for is the World War II stuff. I kind of agree on the L.B. Cole. The one thing is that he's so diverse in everything, and that you go to the Target comics, you go to, Suspense 8, you go through everything there, and then you follow that into, and I know you don't care, but the Love Diary stuff is considered great artwork, and the Jungle stuff was fun, and then he had his own Star Pub publications, the crime stuff, that was all different. I mean, Cole was a workhorse, so the two of them have a great body. It'd be a great. If those were the final two, that would be the final two, but.
I wouldn't put Cole. I mean, just for me, Cole would be way high up, but I wouldn't in this contest for consensus. I wouldn't expect Cole to win it, and I wouldn't be disappointed if he got left out of a Final Four. But there's guys that are not in there that weren't even in Elite Eight that I feel like should be higher. Maybe I don't know.
I look at it. I say like 5 years ago, Cole would not have been in the top four.
Yeah, you're right.
He would not have been in the top four. And
I'd say Baker as well. Baker wouldn't be in the top 8.
And Baker wouldn't be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Okay. True. And we're talking about today. So I'm looking at the span of comics. I just don't think that Baker, as much as I like Cole and respect a lot of what he's done, there's a lot more that I look at and just his Target. I look at Target comics. I look at all these other comics he's done. I'm like, it's meh to me. Outside of the being able to designate the color scheme, past the sci-fi and select horror, for me, it's just whatever. It's your style and it pops because of the contrasts. But when I look at the art as itself, I don't think it's skilled enough past other artists in the Golden Age. I mean, Flessel, I think, is a better has a better style and more of an impact in the comics than I think LB Cole for me. But again, that's why it's so opinionated. I just don't. And I love Baker because he draws great women. But 5 years ago, this conversation would have been completely different. And I think 5 years from now, it probably will be different again. But some of those names will still be there.
Joe going to get popular. Joe Doolan's going to get popular. I'm telling you.
Some of those names will still be there, though. And it's like, do you give more weight to the names that are constantly on that list opposed to those who are on a wave of interest level?
Yeah, Fussel's got that Lou Fine sort of classic tight pencil line work that you were talking about, Jeff. I really dig that stuff too. I wish I had more Flessel and Fine, but the Flessel and Fine has got that more classic sort of pulpy thin line work. It's a definite feel. I feel like early Zolnera, which is like that too, Eisner. Cole is more abstract. It definitely, and some of his stuff is completely off the wall. And I'm not a big fan of everything Cole, but his stuff is more abstract and out there. But a lot of it really hits home with me. But I really I love Lou Fine. I have one. It's Planet Comics 1, which is a good one to have. But I mean, I don't have any Flessels. I mean, that stuff is, I think if you look at the market, Flessel and Fine are not underrated. They sell tons, anything they've done. So I think the market recognizes the quality of their work more so maybe than a CGC Boards May Madness tournament.
Right. Yeah, and impact on comics, Cole probably had a big impact behind the scenes, being the first artist creator-owned publication.
Well, and that piece just sold for not that much. I mean,
which one?
The cover would be a lot more than that.
Which Target, probably that Target Gorilla cover, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, that
22K, I think, which I think is pretty low.
I think that's low for an original LB Cole work. Yeah, as an endorsement, and you would think there's diehard Cole fans, and he's legit whether you like him or not. I mean, he's a monster in the Golden Age. An original cover art by him, I would think that would sell.
You'd be surprised what cover art, if it's the original art world is so hero
crooked. Oh,
it's crooked, but it's very hero centric, and it's just the way it's always been.
If that were a mask one, whatever those mask covers, it would probably be 100K.
You got like Magnolia covers selling
if it's
3 times what that Cole cover sold for.
And Target Comics, there's been Graham Engel's work that sells covers that sold for under $1,000 2 years ago. It was absolutely insane that the original art goes like this. And I'm talking to people behind the scenes in the original art community about some big stuff, and they're saying splash pages right now. Splash pages, they're getting eaten up because there's not many splash pages nowadays.
There was an article recently that sold. It was an original art, a color cover reproduction work of art that Cole did of his Blue Bolt 115, which, if you know that one, it's sort of the 80s Megadeth album cover work. He did a reproduction work of art of his own cover, so it's an original piece of art, but it's not the cover. And that went what I consider cheap too.
They usually run 20% of an original artwork piece, if that.
And that's a big book too. The book that he did the reproduction on. It's Blue Bolt 115. That book's not cheap. You get a 4.0 of that just sold for $1,600, and I think it went cheap. I sold a 4.5 on Heritage a few months back, and it went for $3,000. It's a highly sought after Cole book. He did a color reproduction, original work of art painting of it, and they went cheap, I thought. So I don't know. I can't figure that out. I'm not in original art.
Yeah.
So, Bonafide Comics is here, as well as Comics Misexplained here. Said he had the whole Warren run, the early Eries and Creepies on a hardcover. Good stuff. Weird stuff. Good stuff. Knights, did you get that up for the villains?
You go if you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready to go here. So villains in comics villains are the books that tend to shoot up the highest and think the fastest. It's just one of those things. The way they do, they shoot up the highest. Once you find out that the villain of the next movie is going to be X. Their book screams up in value, then the movie comes out and it goes right down. Just grab an Avengers 55, for example, first appearance of Ultron. That in an 8.0, I've had it slabbed as an 8.0. I was offered $500, and that was $300 below what it normally was trading at. And now I'd be lucky to get $150 for that same book. And that's what happens there. Now, in the Golden Age, you've got the first appearances of a lot of the villains from the DC world and the Marvel world as well. We'll go into a few of them. But there's one villain overall that breaks that trend, and his name is in Galactus and Thanos. It is definitely the Joker. Loki's Loki and Doctor Doom. In the Silver Age, Doctor Doom, Loki,
Green Goblin.
It's the Spider-Man, the 4 Spider-Man villains in particular, which is Green Goblin being number 1 and the ASM-14, Sandman just being a 4, being so early, Chameleon being early, and of course Doc Ock at number 3 is very sought after. Again, Kraven is in there as well, but you'll see Kraven is now skyrocketing, but now it's plummeting, and it's going. There's a lot more movement. In the Golden Age, there's one villain that stood out overall as the one that I would say is obvious. It's the Joker. That outside of Doctor Doom first appearance and maybe Loki first appearance and the Spider-Man ones. As far as Iron Man, sorry, Mandarin isn't going to cut it anymore. Thanos barely even cuts it. Which is really a bizarre book because it's like a 5 people first appearance book that count in the cosmic.
That's a solid bronze key. I know it's been creamed since the movies have been out for years, but I mean, Iron Man.
It's still a very expensive book. You're right, for a Bronze Age. It's I have an 8.0. I think they $600, $700, $800 around there. I don't know. I probably paid $40 for it years ago because I was going for the first appearance of Drax. So first appearance. But it was the bigger seller was Drax's first appearance. So,
all right. So the Joker's first appearance is Batman #1, and that came out in April of 40. Now, I was just kind of doing research just because I was, I don't know, bored, but because we were talking about Joker covers not too long ago. And just to take a guess, guys, I'm curious what you guys think. From 5 years from his first appearance, how many covers do you think he was on?
Wait, from 1940 to...
Yep, till April 45.
1940 to April 45? Oh, I don't think it's been that many.
10?
Let me think.
Because he wouldn't be the villain, the war would have been going on.
I'm gonna say 6.
Mm-hmm. And DS?
I mean, I'm trying to think. That's probably close to, what is that, 5 years worth?
Oh well, no, he had to. Let me say 7.
75 to 85 total Batman and Tech covers. I would say 12.
Change mine to 7.
What do you say, JD?
10.
10? Well, you're the closest at 9. And I was surprised. I thought it would have been a lot more because, I've always seen lots of you see it in auctions and people talking about it, showing all these Golden Age Joker covers, and it seemed like there's tons of them. But I was surprised that a lot of them didn't seem to be till after that. But now I might have missed 1 or 2 here and there. I only did Detective and Batman. I don't know if he even appeared on like any of the other stuff, but I kind of doubt it. So this is the first cover. Are you guys watching the screen now? I'm not sure if
yeah, we'll watch. We don't have your screen up, but
you should. You should.
Right now, you're on solo layout. If you're ready, I don't have your screen. Put your screen shareable, and then I could do that.
It must have expired or something. There you go.
There it is. All right. Now I got your face.
And boom. So here's the first cover.
Right.
And not even in the inside. This was originally done for the interior of Batman #1 for the like 5th story or something.
Not a very prominent cover appearance either.
No. And then we go to the second one, which seems to be like the real first Joker cover in my.
Yeah, I mean, like 6 times.
What do you Joker collectors? I mean, they always rate that as the first cover.
Man, I don't really ever see this one out there. What number?
Yeah, I was surprised to see this one actually because
was it 62?
Yep.
Yeah, I never see that one.
Jeff, what do you think?
Hot book.
Does this sell for what would be the second Joker cover?
It sells okay, but I mean, I've had that book a couple times, but it sits. I mean, it's not as grand as 69, whether it's second Joker or not.
Right.
The Joker cover itself is going to sell it. The second Joker cover, it just doesn't matter as much as.
But would you
69? Everything parallels to 69
that?
and 40. I don't. People love that book.
This one?
Do I consider it a Joker cover? No.
Yeah.
Even though it is
a cool cover.
Yeah, you can't hardly see them. I mean,
I don't think it's a cool cover. I think that cover sucks.
I like the
Right.
that. I just don't like the hatchet is.
Yeah, like
I mean, look, it's got Batman and Joker way in the background and Robin center stage, and I don't think it's a great cover. But I hesitate to comment on these because I'm not in this genre. But that cover doesn't do anything for me.
people love that book. I get it, but
I would never pay the price that it commands. That's for sure.
That's definitely a seller's book.
That's a really early Robin.
And of course, this being the big one.
Third one. So far, this is my favorite of the ones we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's cool.
And that's an origin story, isn't it?
I don't know. And then we got 4.
there you go.
That's the Jerry Robinson.
This the most expensive one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one has exploded in
40's
value over
expensive.
the last few years, I feel like, too.
I think that one's kind of silly coming out of a genie's bottle. I don't know.
He does that twice. He does that in Batman 49 as well.
Yep. I was going to say there's a Batman issue with him in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's first Vicky Vale, too. It has a little extra value.
It's got 2 appearances, Vicky Vale and somebody else. I can't believe I forgot who. Mad Hatter? No.
Here's the next one.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
This guy.
What is the is there some significance to that date in real life? I don't know.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
No,
November 27th.
Friday.
Black Friday, is that what you said?
Yeah. Friday, November 27th. Oh, this one. Dude, I actually like this one because it's so stupid.
I don't like it.
It's weird. It's like a Poison Ivy cover.
Yeah, I think that one's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know why I like it. Maybe it's the blue background and everything else. And
I like
then
the Joker title block.
What the hell?
I like how he
Probably real expensive still, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still got some value.
And this what the 6
People tell me that the detective story, that's one of my favorites right there. People tell me that the stories in Detective Comics, the non-Batman stories, the Boyka ones, are better than the Batman one. I believe it because I always argue the point in Jumbo. The Jungle Book sucks. The best one is Sky Girl.
This one's good, but is the color on this photo right? That doesn't seem like what that book looks like to me.
I didn't know.
It's not like that. It's similar, but it's not like that generally.
I feel like it's brighter or something.
I remember a black background on it. Well, I like this one.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Every time I see this, all I can think of is that dynamic comics cover.
Oh, with the chess game?
Yeah.
Pretty dumb. These are all super expensive, I would imagine. Like we're still in the super expensive key price, right?
They're not that bad, man. They're really not.
Okay. Really? Okay.
After 69, 71.
Yeah, 69 is the book that, you know.
Not
I
this.
pick up a lot of these in low grade for like under $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That I've
don't-
seen a lot of. I heard that the wording on the bricks and everything else make that popular, and
Yeah, I kind of like this one. I've seen it. I kind of like that one.
this one moves a lot on the boards. It's one of those that are very popular. Jerry Robinson, I think, is also did that one, right?
I think he did everything.
Yeah, I think that's who.
That one's okay.
This you'll never find in a good grade. Alphabet soup.
So we're already, this is 1946, so it's been over a year. I like this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's go with the mobiles. Yeah, and the plane.
Yeah, and this is 46.
I mean, you got 3 Joker faces. I mean, like,
Yeah.
There's another one with just the car with his face on the front. I think is cool. I don't know the number on that, but that's
that
cool.
book did not get enough respect. I think that book should trade at a higher value than it does. I've seen that book, like,
The one I'm talking about.
yeah,
Which
Yeah.
one? The first Batmobile one?
that Joker mobile one. That's kind of like a big Joker.
Oh yeah, with down on his face. Yeah. All right.
I like this one.
And that's it for till this was the last one in 1946.
What number is that? 118.
118, yeah. But yeah, you know, when I think of like, Golden Age Jokers, like I always kind of feel like there's a lot more than just those.
Yeah, I mean, this might have been the next one. This might have been the next one. This is 124, but I don't know. It's not that great either. It's kind of lame.
Oh, that's the music.
I think that one was.
It's an Infinity cover, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's maybe that's the next one. 6 years later. This one I really liked a lot. This was funky, but I really like this one. It's weird, but I like it.
But that was 51, right? 50, what number is that?
66. See, they don't get much better. Like, this is a lame one. Like, this is just lame.
Yeah.
137, you know? It's like...
What's that one that DS was talking about?
It's this one right here, 49. It's first Vicky Vale Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the genie lamp. It's way better than that other one was. And
I like that one.
Very headline 8.
I don't know the number of the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, that wasn't it? 49?
Well, the car one.
Oh, the car one.
The mobile.
This was another fun one, I thought, with the snake heads.
Oh, yeah.
The one, yep.
That one's really
Yeah.
great.
I'm trying to figure this camera out. It's always a thing. You know. Yeah. I'm trying to remember that car one. It's later. I mean, it's not like in the...
69 and that car one and the snakes that you just showed, those are probably like my 3 favorite of the earlier-ish sort of ones.
So, first appearance of villains in the Golden Age versus Silver Age. We discussed a little bit how there's a few that break the rule, but most of the time, unless it's supported by a major character as well, the first appearance of a villain usually doesn't do that much. It goes up and then it comes back down real quickly. In the Golden Age, I think we've got some penguins out there that are very expensive. Obviously, the one with the ostrich.
67.
Yep, it's quite expensive. Some early Scarecrow, the first Solomon Grundy, all those are there in the Golden Age. How do you think the DC? Because I'm going to stick with the DC before I go to Marvel. Because the Marvel villains, you had Red Skull and Hitler for most of it, and Toro and Torch didn't really have their.
Well, it was just Hitler was the big one. Hitler.
Yeah, it's exactly. It was just Hitler. I mean, Human Torch's biggest rival, Asbestos Lady, maybe. You know, if you think about it.
Yeah, but it seems like Marvel, it only.
Marvel Hitler.
Yeah, Marvel seems to depend on the first appearance of a hero, which is huge, or everything else is how cool is the cover.
Right.
It seems to be Marvel. DC, though, like the first Scarecrow, first Riddler, I mean, these have a rarity to them, too, and
Right.
a good grade, too. Like, first Riddler, very expensive book. It's tougher to find, and it's a popular villain, and it's not easy to find in a nice condition. First Solomon Grundy, that's a tough book.
Yeah, that is a tough. I have the showcase. I have a showcase, the new one, the Silver Age one, but I don't have the Golden Age one. I've always looked back for a Golden Age one. It's very, very hard to find. Chris Barrett brought up Wonder Woman 9. Wonder Woman 9 is not only an elephant cover, but yes, the first appearance of Giganta. It's actually not that difficult to find. Just difficult for me to pull the trigger on it when I find a better deal on something else. There's a guy in Canada with one I might get.
Wait, which one has the first appearance of Cheetah on? Isn't she on the cover?
That's
not 6.
6.
Right.
That's 6. 6 is the hardest one to come by. I didn't know about that. DS, I think you with me when I was talking to Gator, or it might have been somebody else when I was talking to Gator about his Wonder Woman collection. He says, I've had all of them, except I've only had 2 number 6s. Says it's by far the hardest one for him to find. So I found that to be quite hysterical because I was like, 6 was one I was looking for. 6 and 8, 6, 9. I was looking for the first Tiger and everything, but you're right. First Cheetah's in there, but there is the rarity to the villain is what the selling point I think becomes more or less than it is the villain. Riddler, Silver Age Riddler versus Golden Age Riddler, 2 totally different characters. Penguin, pretty much the same. Joker obviously got cooler.
I don't know.
We want to get to the spinner rack if we're gonna have time for this.
Okay, real quick. I just want to say, like, the cover. If the villain's on the cover, it makes a huge difference. Tech 58 versus Tech 67. Tech 67 is a better cover for the Penguin, but Tech 58 is an awful cover to have the first appearance of the Penguin. And then you got like Tech 73 with an amazing Scarecrow image. Amazing. Yeah, World's Finest 3 is just like
it's a baseball cover. Yeah, World's Finest 3.
That's his only cover in the Golden Age. That Scarecrow one. That's the only appearance of Scarecrow, and the World's Finest is kind of goofy.
And it's probably one of my favorite Batman covers. Period. Absolutely. However, the guy's first appearance is a baseball book.
Well, nobody touches the Joker because he's so popular. Even his origin story is a massive book. So,
which is kind of like the Doctor Doom. I'll throw Magneto in there if you're interested for Silver Age people. Magneto.
It's tough to judge that though because that's the X-Men one anyway.
Doom, Loki, the Spider-Man villains, and probably Magneto is probably about it till you get to the Bronze Age. Until, if you really think about it, nobody really going to go bouncing off the walls right now for first appearances of Ultron or
Galactus. Oh, you already said that, I think.
Galactus. See, the thing with Galactus is that his 49 is the better book than 48. It's just fact. 48 is just not even comparison as far as the Silver Surfer Galactus book because it's barely mentioned. It's 49 is the book, in my opinion, and I'm a big Silver Surfer fan, and I have an 8.0 48, and I just shoved in my 49. I'll be happy to get a 3.5.
But isn't 48 like a pretty? I mean, Silver Surfer is all through 48. It isn't just because then he has the coming up Galactus at the end in his Christmas costume, right?
48 here. I'll just show. I have a 48 reprint right here because I was explaining it to someone why. Where's that 48 reprint? Guardians, Archie versus Punisher, Namor. Damn, I got a lot of books up here.
I'll tell you, I do want to get the first Solomon Grundy.
So awesome.
Yeah,
I got lucky with mine.
Getting the Silver Age too. That Showcase 55 is great. You should get that too. Showcase 55. It's a purple cover. I'll be showing mine. Probably.
I would like to have the first Spectre too, but I mean, if I hit the lottery, I'll be on the market for those. But you know what I mean? They're way out of my price.
What is first Spectre? Is that more fun 90? More fun 50 something.
52, right?
53, yeah.
I would take 54 over it.
54 is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't have one of them right here.
Yours. I got one from Harley.
You got to do the spin rack.
Well, we'll do the spin rack, but yeah, the first portion of the Galactus storyline, the first half of the book, most of it in 48 is all just a fantastic storyline, and then the Silver Surfer appears at the end saying Galactus is coming. But The bigger one is 49, where it's all Silver Surfer explaining to him what he is, devour the world, the whole thing. And then 50 completes the quote unquote trilogy. But so All-Star 33 is one of the that's a tough one. Oh, Dia said that.
Yeah. Good investment book. That book climbs steadily year after year, and it's not easy to find that book. And if you can find one even like in a mid-grade, like even 4 or 5, really, it's a solid investment book. There's not a ton of them out there, and when you see them, a lot of times the ones that do show up are beat.
Yeah. I found my best luck in seeing them and negotiating sales has been at cons directly. I think on auction sites there is a premium for some reason it goes for, as opposed to in con it's less. There was a guy, the first Dr. Fate and the first Solomon Grundy went for sale by a guy, and he could have gotten a lot more. Excuse me. So, all right, we got the spinner rack, and I think we got a good book to start with.
Yeah,
I've heard of this one.
You're sleeping on this, it might be too late for you.
So this came out April 18th. 1938 was the time. It was the day it hit the newsstand. April 18th, 1938. You know what it is. And there's stories and everything you can watch on History Channel, all these stuff about this book. But the best storyline I ever heard was the guy who worked at a newsstand who got this stuff and was laughing at it because he said the guy in the front running way looked like his father-in-law, and he bought 5 copies of it. He was the guy, and he had 5 copies of this, and there was a story of him in the 60s, 70s that he never gave them away or anything else like that, and he had 5 of them. I don't know exactly where it ended up. Someone said that he sold them off, or his daughter sold them off when he passed away. He was in, probably he died in the 60s or early 60s, but just imagine 5 of those things. That guy was specking before anybody was specking.
Then the next year in 39.
That's my favorite comic cover. Now, I don't know why I like this one more than anything else, because this is first, it's stronger than a locomotive. The trains kick ass.
It's very.
And is he flying?
This is a very expensive book.
Yes. I think it's a little bit, because I was looking for this for a long time before I got a copy, and it was kind of driving me crazy. And I would complain to all my Golden Age buddies about it. And I knew that there were a few dealers that had multiple copies of it, and I was like blaming them and all this for like always driving the price up. And I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit inflated price, especially lately. I feel like there's been a lot more copies around than before, but I mean, it is a classic cover. I
think it's a 9/0 that sold what, in the beginning of the year or the end of the year?
Yeah. Wow. I don't think you can't say that he's flying because he's got his foot in the water. I think if he's happened to be 3 inches higher, 5 inches higher.
I always thought he was flying in this one. So.
I don't think he had the power to fly yet.
No, it wasn't until
the next. Isn't it next one?
I mean, this is only his 4th cover.
It was much later. It was like 50 something, wasn't it? 40, where he officially was able to fly.
The first time it's clear that he's flying is on the cover where he's swooping in from the side with carrying Lois Lane, I think, and then
that's the first Lois Lane coming up
here, so he's clearly flying. But there was an artist who took over for Superman comics who just thought that Superman flew and made him flying, and he didn't actually have that power yet. And I think that was influenced. I think he might have first flew even in the television series,
the radio.
Here, I researched
the cartoon. I think.
What is that? Is that a Superman 29?
I thought he first flew in radio, and that's where they took it from. And then eventually he flew in comics.
Yeah, good research.
Superman 10 looks like he's flying. So,
he doesn't clearly fly. I think till action like 40s or 50s, I thought.
Yeah,
I think this is one of the first. It's the 4th cover, and I think it's the first time he's like saving people, per se, acting like Superman in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe that's part of what makes it.
Something about that Action Comics with the train just looks badass.
I like the
Some people complain about it, and they say that they like 7 more because he's bigger on the cover.
All right,
But-
picky.
So this was 39 as well. I'm not sure if this might be Everett cover. I'm not sure, but these
Early.
get a centaur, one of these centaurs someday. They're pretty cool. We got
Oh, the Sandman.
this is the same week. You can get this second appearance of Batman.
Yeah.
Bat who?
And then we got this is another number 1. You might want to be it's basically Superman without a cape.
No capes.
I'm not even sure what the heck is that. A shell? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen this one. The perspective is
Yeah.
wrong because that's being fired from the tank.
Yeah, it's really
Oh.
weird.
This is Liefeld, right?
Huh?
Chest
Liefeld.
isn't big enough.
God. Golden Age take on Liefeld. My bad.
This
There you
is one, I believe, I can't remember, but I think this is like one of Kirby and Simon's first collaboration, perhaps.
Yeah.
Something like that. It might even, I can't remember exactly. I don't think it's a Kirby cover. Anyway. Here we go. 1940, this guy.
First Joker. Oh,
Third Robin appearance.
Here we go. Pretty cool, menacing trash can fighting cover.
Yeah, this is on my robot covers list.
it
Pretty
is.
neat. I like it. It would clip your heads right off with those.
And luckily, it's not a Schomburg, so it's
Yeah, I was gonna say since it's not Schoenberg, it might be reasonably priced.
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
see
they do
very often at
have to
all.
find these single-digit excitings.
Yeah, I don't see the Jeff. How many of these have you ever had?
One, and it was ugly.
They come up probably 3 or 4 times a year. I'll see one.
I've never had this book.
This is not a Lou Fine cover, but I thought the Forger was pretty crazy. That instrument right there was pretty nuts. The red hot iron face mask.
That might be a George Tuska.
Yeah, I don't
Thank-
know.
Could be.
Tuska or Simon, maybe.
This is a pretty cool early Sheena cover appearance.
What number is that? Single digit?
17.
17, yeah.
Black cover, I'm sure that's pained. I love this book. I got one of these, and it took me forever to find one.
That's the best Dr. Fate cover.
56.
First,
no.
first Dr. Fate on the cover, second Dr. Fate appearance.
Yep, that's one of my favorite. Of the more fun, that is the one I would rather. Being a Dr. Fate, that's the one I would go.
Yeah, it's really cool.
One day.
And I remember reading about these for whatever reason. I don't remember what I was reading, but they were talking about how DC liked to not have any wording on their covers. And I thought that was interesting. And you could really see that in here because there's a lot of action going on. But, yeah, there's nothing, no like, wow, this and that, Stan Lee stuff. Then we got, this is the first Batman and Superman on the same cover.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
That one's actually sort of a niche book that people like, and you don't see them very often. And they sell pretty good. These books sell pretty good when you see them.
They don't go as high as you'd think they could or should. Maybe.
I know, but for being like a one-shot sort of non-series type of book, it's fairly pricey. I mean, it's $1,000 a point-ish, I think.
The one before this, I believe, is the one that has on the back blonde Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, right.
That was just supposed to have allegedly the first Sandman appearance. The one.
Oh
before.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is early Zip number 6. I was trying to figure out like who is he fighting here. I don't know. It just seemed weird.
This one, I almost bought one of these a couple months ago, but it's just not quite in my ballpark for a type of book, but it's really cool. I really like it. I think it's a bureau cover.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I love the background. It's very detailed. It's a really cool book. I like the colors. I didn't pull the trigger because it's just not dark enough.
And we got a number 1, the Eagle. This might be, your next Superman.
This is always interesting to me. That title head was always just so silly. It looks like a ice cream shop you know, it's like
It looks like it should be like one of those pocket comics or a Canadian comic or something. It's got a weird feel to it.
it's like Baskin Robbins brings you the eagle. It's like what?
Did you guys ever get those free comics at Radio Shack as a kid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Always.
Here's Lou Fine, not one of his best, but still pretty awesome.
That's really, there was one that went off on auction not that long ago for a lot of money. I was shocked.
Yeah, don't be so hard, you know, Knights. I mean, that's a left hand uppercut. That's not easy to do off balance. Okay, I mean, he did a
That's
good
true.
job.
Where is he though? It's like a factory, but I don't know.
He's
weird.
nowhere, but he's everywhere.
It's true. And at least he hit someone on the cover of Hit Comics.
Well, I am looking for a hit.
Got, Eisner, number one.
Yep.
This
It's not looks if you buy it, but
Is this the first appearance of Blackhawk? I don't know.
I think it is. I think that this book's gotten crazy expensive.
yeah,
Year and a half.
and they're in bad condition, all of them.
Never got into Blackhawk. It felt like you could get them cheap for the longest time. You know,
I think
Yeah,
the military comics became Blackhawk, and I think they're pretty affordable, and they have really cool stories. And I've had a couple of them. They're fun to read, and they're pretty good art and good stories. They're cool books. They're pretty cheap.
You can also
does Eisner do a lot of them?
Huh?
I don't think so. I don't think there was a lot of Eisner militaries.
He was done doing covers altogether by the war.
Yeah, I was surprised that he even did this.
Stop right mid-war. He didn't do anything else.
You also can do. You can also catch Blackhawk in moderns. He had a lot of them in.
Yeah, modern. That's one thing. That's the one that became, I think, Blackhawk.
Yeah, modern than Blackhawk. It's
Here we go. Zip. We're on 41.
Green zip monsters.
This has got to be dark enough for you, DS, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, I will buy some more MLJs if they ever come up, and then there's a feeding frenzy every time they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good when there's a sub story of Dickie in the Magic Forest.
There's the one with the spider on it. Is I think it's 10 or 15. That zip I want, but I never see one.
Man of Steel.
I like.
And we got 42 now. Since Pearl Harbor happened, we're full swing with war covers like this one.
The title's got a cool character called the Mask, I think, too.
Yeah,
It's weird. This one, I always, for some reason, think he's like rolling up a mattress. I don't know why. So strange.
been like that.
But who the hell can lift a concrete and it would like roll like that? It's just beyond me. I don't know.
It's got steel rebar in there. They built it right back in the day. That's funny. I'll never look at it the same. I'm gonna look at it as a mattress all the time. Thank you for.
It's like me every time I'm moving, a fucking nightmare trying to get the stupid bed.
Knight single-handedly just crashed the market on that book.
Yeah, I'm selling my copy now, by the way. So
I just picked that up this week.
This is a great cover.
you never see this book. Nobody owns this book. I don't know anyone who has one. Oh, hey,
JD has one.
hey, JD.
And we got one of my first timelies I ever bought. Oh, which I love too, because there's no sidekicks.
Oh,
that's cool. That's true.
And it's a really great cover, and they also used it on the annual, the black and white 128 pager or something like that.
Yeah,
super rare. But they're attacking, I believe that's New York City. Yeah.
That book does nothing for me.
And then we got the final of the 5 Destroyer covers from the
Mystics, because the Destroyer is the best looking hero in the page to me.
I do like it. The early concentration camp cover.
Yeah, that's real. It's got a motorcycle on it too. Motorcycle covers are not as prevalent as they should be. Honestly, that's a cool cover.
I used to be after this, and I got tired of it being so expensive, so I gave up. And then the weird milk cover.
Sensation. I don't know.
Very popular one. This one.
Very, very good cover.
Doing something in the war.
I haven't seen too many of them recently.
Yeah.
I used to see them a lot more, not as much. Oh, here we go.
I
Black
Isn't-
Terror.
I'm not sure who did the cover on this one. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure.
Brown.
There's some good America's Best Comics covers out there.
Yeah, there's another one from the Net 44 that you'll see.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very similar to this.
I like the Pyroman covers.
I've never seen this
Yeah.
before, but I like it.
Doc
It's got some
Savage.
crazy stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Torturing skulls,
Is that
some
even
crazy
best?
lady up front.
No.
It's those Street Smiths. They're hit and miss to find them. Some of them are, the covers either suck or they're awesome.
That Fanny Bryce character is just ruining this cover.
Yeah.
You got a hot poker in the background. You got like a skeleton face. This guy looking into Death's eyes, and then you got Fanny Bryce on a
Yeah.
Do you
microphone.
actually know who that is?
Of course, I know Fanny Bryce. You don't know Fanny Bryce?
No.
That's your third appearance.
Come on,
See,
man.
to me,
Cover appearance.
The radio announcer.
Fanny's first cover appearance.
she's looking like scary. Like she's happy that she's turned on that these terrible things are happening. I don't know. Is that supposed to be a Japanese guy, like military guy in the background? I'm not sure. It's 43, so it could be. But that reminds me, it's got to be the Shadow cover artist, right?
Yeah, what's it called? It's Street and Smith. So, oh,
I
cool.
thought this one was just weird. A is for apple, B is for barn.
Yeah,
C
B is for barn.
I can tell you, this has to be the only title where I like the other character better than I like the main title's character's covers. Like I like the Hawkman covers, but the Flash covers are just like not good. The Hawkman.
It's a couple of
He always reminds me of the guys in the Flash Gordon movie from the 80s with the Queen soundtrack.
No,
this.
Who are the
Isn't-
Hawkmen anyway? But that
they're
guy,
redoing in 4K. Did you hear that? They're redoing it in 4K. They're enhancing it. It's gonna be
Nice.
cool.
As long as they keep the music, I'm in.
Keep the music. Flash.
Is
was
this
Max von Sydow.
is this going to be C, like C for crime? I don't know. I'm trying to understand this thing, and then there's all these books. Like I don't know.
Wow.
That's so funny. Super crime. It's funny.
Yeah, then we got the.
Then we got
yeah.
the Fiora's face.
that's a timely, right? Is that
Yeah.
timely?
Yeah,
Should be, yeah. Crazy Comics.
Good.
That was timely.
good to get your Nazis in the Kitty comics. Oh, this is a great one.
Yeah.
They're putting the I forget what it says on those little bottles, but it's like some like terrible like I don't know chemical warfare or something.
Is that the germ virus?
Yeah, I think so.
The-
Something
the
like that.
virus germs or
Yeah.
germ virus? Yeah. That's a really tough one. I had a copy of that. I have to find it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't see that too often.
Really cool and somewhat
Yeah, I
underrated.
got 2 showed it.
It's a great pairing if you can get this and Marvel Mystery 66 because it's got a very similar over New York where the Japanese are firing like a death ray at the New York City.
Yeah.
Hey, which one? What'd you say?
Marvel Mystery 66.
Are they still doing covers like that in Marvel Mystery 66?
That was the last war cover, I think, or at
Hmm.
least the last Japanese war one. Yeah,
I was going to say, eventually
not,
they get
not
back.
1966, number 66.
yeah.
Okay,
They went into the 60s.
that would be amazing. But
That would be a mystery right there.
here we go. This is the kind of a homage cover to the previous one.
Doc Savage.
What is? I don't even know that flag on the right there, though. I feel pretty uneducated.
That's Pyro Man's flag. Don't mess with Pyro Man's flag.
Yeah, fighting for the backyards of America.
Doc Strange.
He'll be helping out in a few months.
That's like the best flag cover ever, right there, though.
It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. It's, 6 flags. Oh, 6 flags. Okay. More Nazis in your kitty books.
Yeah.
Super Rabbit. Schomburg was just going crazy in this period, 1944, and this is pretty cool. Yeah, Green Hornet. Have I never read any of those, and I don't. It was like a radio show, I believe, at this point.
I think I bought a hardcover of the recordings and some of the Green Hornet comics. I gotta find. I got the Spirit one, Green Hornet, and the Shadow. All of them for $20 a piece. I thought it was a good deal. So.
And it says Clash of the Rampaging Japs. McRoy, how do you say it?
Boy, yep.
McBoy.
Macklemore.
I recently read about him how he when Alex Raymond, the original creator of Flash Gordon for the newspaper strips, he went to war, and like before he came back or something, or they offered his job to this guy, and that's why he quit comics, because his dream was to like work on Flash, and then Raymond had to make all this other stuff when he came back. So he's a stealer. I love this Schomburg one.
Yeah.
So classic.
The Tea Party. Yeah.
Here's a pretty rough cover you wouldn't see today. Circus Jap.
It's a tough book.
It's like they're teaching kids how to make racist little drawings.
Yeah, if I saw that, my instinct would be to pick it up because it's got a cool factor and a rarity factor that it would be very easy to move.
Yeah, it transcends a bunch of different levels.
Yeah. But it's the kind of book that would pop up on eBay from some like thrift seller who found a stack of crap, and they would list it for like $35 or something. You know what I mean?
In the wrong section, probably.
Yeah, right. And I would
like Bronze Age.
You click buy it now, but then you find out it's sold a second before you did.
Yeah, I do that happens all the time. You know, there was that one Taffy Comics 2 that was like a 6.0, and somebody listed for like $100, and I clicked buy it now, and went to check out, checked out, and the little loading thing came up, and it said, "Sorry, this item is no longer available," or whatever, and I like missed it. I saw it like $1,000 book.
You could go to the CGC forums marketplace link if you want to have some more of that kind of action.
No thanks.
Or you think you bought something.
No, I mean, you guys pointed out, one of you pointed out in our chat about something. I went to go look at it, and it was already like, it lasted like 3 seconds or something. I never even got a chance at it. I don't waste my time on it anymore. There's too many of those tick bots, and it's, I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be. You're competing with a lot of people on those boards.
Yeah.
I got this one, JD. Do you have this?
I do not have it. It's on my list. Anamorphic animal elephants. I've got this 7 of them. So
is he like? Is he nasal dripping into this guy's cup?
Yeah.
No, it's a roofie.
It's a roofie. A roofie color.
It can happen later.
Elephantitis.
And, here's an example of a Schomburg you could get that's a lot cheaper than if there was World War II stuff on it.
Yeah, busting up gangsters.
This is 45. So this is the issue right before the one I was talking about, the 66. So he was already doing some non-war stuff. And he was still doing some more stuff. I wondered about that giant hole in the background, what the deal is with that.
Wow.
Is that people in it?
Is that from Return of the Jedi?
Like that?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
So, yeah.
And then people are jumping down there. I don't know.
Wow.
Cool one. Pretty cool color.
Yeah.
The only thing about this one is that title bar with all that open yellow. It's, I don't know, man. It looks like it's missing something.
Just dirt. Piles of dirt on there.
And this is when Tony Stark's dad took away Cap's shield, so he had to use like lead or something. See that on the back there?
Yeah, he's got whatever.
See that? Is that a cookie sheet? What is that?
Trash can.
I'm thinking sled, because those round sleds, because we already got the other sled in the front there with Bucky.
Maybe.
Like
Name
Chris,
not wearing clothes.
Chevy Chase at Christmas Vacation, where he's just down.
This is a good spec book because this might be the first Mexican hero.
Senorita Rita?
No collection is really considered a collection until you have this. Just saying.
Well, you have the Diablo, but you got that's a villain. You got the Senorita Rita. That's one of the first heroines.
Rita.
Senorita Rita. She's a fight comics.
It's got to be a bad guy.
All right, this one's. I brought this for you, DS, because you like the music, the evil music covers.
Yeah, this is badass. I would definitely buy that, man. That's a cool book.
I had this book once in an 8.5.
Oh my god!
Wow.
8.5. I'm pretty sure I sold it. Yeah.
You can't find this one in any grade ever. 8.5, probably the highest graded other than maybe on my back.
Very important book to have in your collection.
Years ago, I
thought this was a good cover.
Cool, Sheena.
Kind of reminds me of airbrushing, but it's not quite there. And we got 46. So there's a lot of 1946 after the war. So we got lots of girls going on the cover here. The ape.
Eagle at this point in time is an unknown exotic frontier, and not a lot's known about it. It sparks a lot of interest in pop culture in America.
And this is the first cover appearance of the Street Fighter character Blanca.
With Blanca was my character, and I would never lose. I was unbeatable. I would win. I remember one time we played all night and all until the next day. I won like 120 matches in a row.
Yeah. Well, he's got that long punch.
That uppercut, man, that long uppercut, and then you can still do that spinning ball.
Yep.
Weren't expecting it. And plus, he lights up and electrifies.
He also had that fierce move where he did this 2 palms up if you jumped at him.
Oh yeah, balls, yeah.
Such a good move.
Pretty lame, little low sweep kick though.
That was a good long reach. The backflip he did was a great counter to jump.
Oh yes,
so good.
Lightning.
Great memories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great Schomburg.
This one is.
We should figure out how many hooded villain, KKK-ish members he's done. It's got to be.
Like is the hoods are it's too much yellow, and it takes the menacing aspect away from it for me to some degree. I don't know. It should be darker reds, some blacks, some purples in there.
It's a pretty weird cover. This guy with the lightning hands and I don't know.
Punching a valet magician. I don't know what he's doing here.
I can't figure it out.
He's got sparkle fingers. I mean,
and then
there
it's almost like the KKK guys are with him, helping him. It's tough to say.
You know why this guy's tied down. There you go.
I love this one. It's a great cover.
Who did that one? That's not Barks yet, right?
I don't know.
Barks the visionary. He knew about the murder hornets long ahead.
There you
go.
I think Barks was late.
Now, if you want your blondes with the red dress you got to make sure you get this one.
Yeah.
You get it all covered.
What does it say on the bottom?
A laugh fest of gaily covered comics.
All right. Then.
Next is the proctology cover.
I like this takes the whole like Winnie the Pooh was naked from the waist down to a whole new level with that monkey in the front there with the hat and the bow tie on only.
Oh my god! Yeah.
This guy is definitely going to do an examination on you at the airport.
Bend over for America and cough.
Moon River.
And in a similar theme, I'm not quite sure why they would think this would be a good cover and what's even happening. And
what's the red thing?
Or who's their audience? I don't know.
It's a gift, right? What is this?
Oh, something.
Just cake style in it.
Sparkling stars.
64 pager though.
Yeah,
I like
Cello.
Is it?
This was not. I don't think this was Schomburg.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
Deceiving. I had this book in a high grade, and I don't think it was Schomburg.
It's Graham Ingalls. Graham Ingalls did a few of these.
The other one would have been Graham.
It's pretty interesting.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah. And then for you
big-
giant clam lovers, you
big
got lucky this month.
Mary Marvel.
Now that is a pearl.
Rula.
48. Here we go.
That's Rula, the jungle goddess.
Is that a Baker?
Probably that of Joe Doolin.
I don't think the legs look Baker enough.
Well, no, what year is it? Yeah, Baker wouldn't have been
And
doing.
look at that big toe. It's like really strange. There.
No, Joe Doolin. All top. What number is it? All top.
All top number 48. No, number 12. Sorry.
Yeah,
It just looks like Baker hair to me, but I'm not a Baker
it could be Dolan. Joe Doolin would be my guess on that one because Baker first work was an auction. A cover, but you're right. Cover by Baker. Early back Matt Bay Baker cover. Third.
What about that toe?
Jack Kamen and
Jack Kamen toe.
did Inky. There we go.
Oh God.
Blue Beetle.
This is a good one. This company, yeah, they do a lot of these covers where there's not really background, but there's great tension between just like two characters. Even Batman Cap has a female sidekick here.
What year is this?
This is 48.
Is that still Steve Rogers? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Remember, it goes to the other fellow for like 30 issues.
Yeah.
Hate those books.
There's this. This looks like Zila. Yeah, that's Zila.
Yeah.
Nice one. You know, I was starting to think, you know, this show is kind of bad. Eventually it's going to catch up to me because, like, you know, now I have appreciation for all these like Atlas black covers, and I just imagine a short box like full of high grade. And then I keep thinking of what a nice short box would be full of only airbrush Schomburg covers. Oh, that would be nice.
Mm.
Yeah, there's really not that many. There's just the 3 titles.
There's always seems to be a bunch every month, it seems like. This is a cool one.
Yeah.
Who did this? That is a weird looking snake.
JoJo.
Congo King.
What
That's
number is that?
That was number 17.
Yeah,
And we got it here.
17 is Jack Kamen.
Back
Art
when you didn't even have to wear a
Art
seat.
inside by Baker. Yeah. 3 articles inside Baker, covered by Kamen.
This back in the good old days when you could probably die on one of those.
Carlos and Archer, kind of heating up a little bit. The good
Really?
girl, the good girl buyers like it. It's a great run.
She's not the best looking girl I've seen on GA books, though.
No.
This
Murder
one's nicer looking.
classic. That's a classic. Yeah, I think that is Baker, right?
Murder.
I hope not. 'Cause that's not good.
I don't think it is.
No, who did this one? There's something about this book.
An actual Baker, maybe, because this is awkward.
Who's this guy here? Let me look at that. Murder Inc. That's why we needed Paul.
I like it better than the toe one.
Oh, that's a nice book.
Yep. Namora one. Not as cool as our first appearance cover. You got one of those?
One of those? I might.
Nice.
I think I have one.
9.2, right?
Yeah, the story about that book is it's the most notorious pre-code crime comic.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, the Murder Incorporated? Oh God, robot.
Oh, so it's not just me. Yeah, okay. Translation?
Done by Ray Hamilton. Yeah, that's why I remember it's appearance of the Brady Gang. Apparently it's pretty sought after. I'm looking here. Is there any available? No.
The only crime comics I like are the ones that are a little more violent. I'm not real big on the good girl crime covers.
Oh, because it's got the Bonnie and Clyde story in there too. It's got a bunch of stories that were portrayed in Stephen King's It. Pennywise.
This is a cool one. It would be on my list if I could have got it 5 years ago.
Someone just got that.
Yeah. Someone.
Mm-hmm. Well,
There's another one. See?
I like this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's a nice one there.
It's really nice. Still 48. I feel like people. Is this a classic cover? I feel like I've seen this image like a lot of times. For some
Origin
reason.
story. People like this book.
714. I mean, how many Supermans are like that?
I don't know if this is an important origin story of him apparently because it does sell pretty.
It is the
Wow.
origin.
I don't know.
Blowing up story.
Well, that's a pretty good cover.
Yeah, it's pretty classic looking.
I thought this was a pretty cool cover. It reminds me of a crazy like Schomburg stuff going on like all over the place. I don't know who did this, but
I'm not
it
sure.
was interesting.
That's a good point. It does feel very Western Schomburg if you had to do one.
Crazy, like God.
Two Gun Kid 3.
It looked
Yeah.
like the Allies cover
Yeah.
when it first popped up. I thought it was Schomburg too.
Two Gun.
A lot of movement in there.
That's an Atlas book, right?
It is.
Yeah,
Sid Shores. Inks
Oh.
by Collaborative.
it's a great one.
Wow, that might be one of Sid Shores' best covers there.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. Is the Woman Outlaws
Good stories.
going at it? Gonna have their duel or some? Or are they? Oh, maybe they're not against each other. I thought they were dueling each other, but I guess not.
It's a dance off to save the universe.
Hey, Jumbo. Hello, Scott Neely. Hello, Captain Comics.
Who
Zoo.
are these girls?
Rula again. That's,
Again, it looks like Baker hair on that
yep.
dark haired girl.
Rula against who?
I don't know who that one is. She's not wearing enough clothes. Ball top. Zoo.
That's a good one right there, man. People that sells pretty aggressively, that book.
What's in the cage? Is that a lizard or snake?
Cobra.
Cobra?
Cobra. I'm not a big fan of the like little side candy cane barbershop thing going on though on these books too much.
Yeah, on the box publications. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did it.
I like this one.
That's
Nice.
a classic. That's the bondage headlight. Lots of fun going on with that one.
That's one of the more popular GGA titles.
Absolutely.
Cowpuncher.
Yeah. And
Green Hornet. Nice.
How funny of a title is that, by the way? Cowpuncher. I mean, like, who got, like, what is
Yeah.
that? Like, really? Cowpuncher. Like,
I've been
No.
buying it. I'll be honest with you. It's no different than me buying Red Sonja now.
I mean, maybe that was more of a common.
Red Sonja. So
that just sounds like a bad idea. It's like something your friend brings up to you at like 2 a.m. You know, let's go cowpunch something.
That sounds like it would hurt your hand. Then here we go, the marijuana racket on there.
Yep.
I like that. Looks like those are the legit growers of today. You might find a guy in a green suit coming in your door, and with a mask on. How appropriate for the time.
mhm.
Go in there and here you go, DS.
I think somebody has that book.
Well, I don't have it anymore. I had a 3.0 with 3.5 with water damage. I sold it, but I would like to get a nice high grade copy of this, like 7-ish at some point.
That wasn't water damaged. Yes, it's actually an underwater cover. So
Oh, damn it! Well, I can't get it back now. So
To me, that shark always looked a little comical. Like he's kind of like he was going after, and then he's like rearing up, like whoa, pardon me, sorry, I thought you were someone
my
else.
swim lane.
exaggerated, but I mean, you've got this massive cartoon exaggerated shark, the girl in the heels with the knife, and then like the aqua background with the yellow, and that 3D title. It's cool. It doesn't sell for as much as I think it should, but this is a classically great cover by him. I think I really like it.
Here we go. It's a 2 clam week.
And underwater. jungle.
She's definitely screwed. All right, then I don't know if you could get away with this kind of cover nowadays.
What do you mean? It just seems like she farted or something and they moved. I don't know what you're talking about. Dude.
It's social distancing from her.
Yeah. Talking about.
Please go. I'm tired. That's a nice one. That's a Baker.
That's Baker. I think we talked about this one when one came up for sale. I think we were talking about it.
And the story, right, with this publisher is that they paid him less, but they let him sign his name. Is that how it goes?
Oh, that's interesting.
I know I have one where he signed it. It's postcode though.
I just made that up. Sorry.
I have a signed one. It's postcode. It's Congo King. Congo King.
And in case you wanted to know what they sounded like in these books, the crime books did sound like 30s or 20s gangsters still. You'll never get me, Papa.
Wasn't this guy in the Green Hornet just a minute ago cover? It's like the same guy. Weird. Oh, yeah. Famous hickory.
Pair of calves.
I think this guy's something.
An actor from Saturday Night Live. Okay. Next. Oh, here we go. Now this is a Baker. Right.
Which one is that?
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a Baker here where he signs at the bottom. I'll show it right here. It's the only one I have with him signed on it. Matt Baker. Oh boy, the Congo.
Yes.
That's the only one I have with him signing. St. John's publication.
Is that it, Knights? Or we got a couple more?
Oh no, there's more. We're getting close though. Very close. We're in 1950 towards the end. I thought this was just really freaking weird. Who is this guy?
Is that Asbestos Man?
Don't bother trying to save me, Batman. I still got 8 lives left. And then, like, is this really the best way to save someone? Come in on a freaking speeding jet. I think Batman would maybe kill himself. I don't know. Doesn't look good. And then this, I'm not sure if this is for kids or if this is like a horror book.
This is creepy. Wow.
What do you think, DS? Is this PCH?
I mean, it's not PCH, but it's definitely creepy. I mean, I like it. It's cool. It reminds me of it might be a Ziff Davis, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of creepy. I like the moon in the background, and that bear looks a little psychotic. It's interesting for sure.
It's really weird.
That would be nice to get a nice high grade of that with that black cover. That would be a good looking book.
Yep.
This is Cole, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he did some real funky child holiday type stuff. I had a Frisky Fables Halloween cover of his that was insane. I sold it to somebody not long ago, but
see, now that's how you do that sidebar. That sidebar little thing is awesome.
Yeah, the Frisky Fables was like that too. It was another little work of art.
It's amazing. And then this is a really nice Sheena cover.
That's the most expensive of the Sheena covers.
Really? Wow.
Yep. It's hard to find in good condition because of the dark reds and
who did
that? What's that? 7?
Looks like a Kessler.
Number 12.
12. Yeah, it's Sheena. I've almost bought 7 yesterday.
Superman's finally having some fun.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And then this, I brought this up because I never realized just if you give a mummy, if a mummy is holding anything, it just immediately looks really stupid. I don't know if you noticed that before, but it just really doesn't look menacing at all. It just all of a sudden it looks like a regular person. I hope that's not an expensive book. I thought this was an awesome cover.
Yeah, I used to have this one too.
Cool, right?
Yeah, it's LD Cole, and The copy I had was only a 4.0, but it had really bright colors. It wasn't faded at all, and it's a pretty violent car crash scene.
Yeah.
And
You can just feel the like slow motion sound effect.
it's a type of book. If you're at a con and you saw a nice copy of this, it would knock your socks off more than just seeing a picture of it.
Yeah, you can see that.
Pretty nice. That's kind of tough to find too. That one, honestly.
I thought this was pretty good art. Not sure who did it. The probably not worth anything, right?
No, I mean that's not really priced at all. That's pretty cheap.
But I bet if I went and tried to find this, I couldn't find it.
Well, and if you did find it, it'd be low grade. This is like a standard or ace or something. It's ace book. But you know, most of those titles are lame, but there's a couple heavy hitters in there that are tough to find. And if you find like a 5.0 or a 6.0, you got a gem.
Is this any good?
I mean, it doesn't sell for a lot, but I think it's cool.
Cover.
The Harveys, man, if you have the Harveys have really bright covers. The colors on them are really bright if you find a nice Harvey.
I know someone who's got a published piece of art from this book.
There you go. Who's that?
This was one of the only jungle like kind of romance books I remember ever seeing. I mean, it's not really a jungle one because it looks like she's modern in the tent, but I don't know. Cole, I assume.
Probably.
Star, yeah.
For Paul, he was a frogman. Another. This is bordering on kind of creepy to me, like a really messed up fever. Those like a. Did you have those COVID dreams? Was it like this?
It was exactly like that.
Oh, this is a great one. Jumbo.
I like the ones towards the end of the run. The jumbo.
Yeah.
Those are
That's
good.
fun.
Straight over to the horror stuff.
That death is really cool. And this is just
Shannon's.
I wasn't sure to put this in here, but I kept looking at it. Like I couldn't stop staring at that.
I love this book. There is a 4.0 or something on eBay, and the guy will not come down, and he's got it too high. But I really, really like this book.
Yeah, the way her legs are, it's just awesome. Like she's just
very noir. I love this
out.
And actually, that photo is brighter than the actual book is when I've seen it a couple times. It's darker. It's not like that bright light purple. That's a cool book. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Planet. I feel like they get hit or miss, but this is a good one.
Nice. All right.
Wacky. I've never seen this one before. It's weird.
I like these space adventures, man. I don't think they get enough love this time frame for space.
Is that a Ditko?
Number one. I don't.
He did do some of them. I don't know if he did this one or not, but
don't think so. But really strange. And Strange Tales. Here we go. Drink Deep. Vampire.
The vampire one. Yep, that's the one with. Oh, look, this guy Vexus wants to come over and sell us something, right? I forget the story. That's it's a funny quote from this guy wants to show us what he's got or something.
You want to hear something funny? He wants to do business with us.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Oh, this is a great one.
It's great. It's a bit overpriced right
This
now.
is like a COVID dream, right?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a dream there. I mean she's pouring poison right in the cup for the guy. This book exploded in the last couple of years, and people are still asking for like 4.0s. They want like $1,200 or something. It's just too much. It's cool, but it's not a massive LD Cole book. It's cool. I mean, but it's not. It'll come back down to earth.
I feel like there's over the past 5-10 years, if any book was remotely in the slightest bit chase book in the golden age, it automatically went to $1,000, or like people are trying to like, yep, it's $1,000.
I remember looking at there were two on my comic shop about 2 years ago. There was a 4.0 and a 5.0, and I was gonna buy one, and then I just decided, well, maybe I'll just buy both. And the 4.0 was like $400, and the 5.0 was like $500.
Man.
And I didn't want to quite spend that much. There was other stuff I was looking at, and I didn't buy them. And within 4 months, the prices on that book, the cat was out of the bag and exploded. And now a 5.0, people are asking like $2,000 on it. But the sales have slowed down. People are not paying that for this book anymore. It got super hot. This book was red hot for a while, and it's starting to cool off a little bit.
People think that $500 is a bargain.
I mean, it wasn't a bargain at the time, but I mean,
still a lot of money though.
5.0 today, I would even a 5.0 today, I would probably only want to spend, $600 to $700, honestly. That's why
it might be the copy, but it looks like she's got a little of that nasal drip someone was talking about earlier.
She's got a really good 3D
elephant at it.
And we got this is cool. I like EC had some of these annuals, and I wondered because I never seen these in person, but I wondered do they suffer from like just really being low grade because of the pages?
Dude, these annuals are always. I mean, every time I see an annual, it's rough for the most part.
Square bound back then too, right?
Yeah, they were thick. They were square bound.
I mean, they had the glue. They're glued together when square bound, so they don't last. The glue back then that broke down. And now
rarely are they nice. And I don't think Gaines had annuals, so I think finding them in high grades harder than the regular issues. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty nice one.
Voodoo.
Ajax.
Inner thigh grab seems to be not very common.
I think this is a cover swipe of another book, though, actually. Or the other one might be a swipe of this, but there's another book, and I can't remember the title, but I think one swiped the other. I'm not sure if this is the swipe or not, but it's a cool one.
Nice.
The burning people alive is always
flamethrower covers.
Yep, and that's a pretty rough stabbing there, that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hand to hand. I don't know. It just reminded me of one of these spider covers you guys like, so I put in there. And then we got weird cool one.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, I used to have that one.
Pretty cool.
I bought one of these on eBay about 3 years ago for $20.
Wow.
I just held it and I sold it like last year for like, I don't know, it was low grade. I had a pretty massive spine split. I sold it for like $250, so maybe $300.
Cool book.
Yeah, that's a tough one too.
One of his only Indian covers. This is like a swipe of his own book.
Yeah,
right?
The background is the Blue Bolt 115.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall too many war covers, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, I love that artwork. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
This probably is my favorite Baker cover.
I like this book a lot.
See, there's no weird toes on this one.
Somebody just listed a 2.5 on eBay, I think, for reasonable.
I think, yeah, but it's an auction, isn't it?
I don't remember. Just the other day, I think.
I like the lighting in this and the guys in the background. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad. Again, Harveys are good when you find a nice copy with good colors.
And we got another weird
I've seen that trade a lot.
one. Oh, great Rosetta.
Yeah.
I want one of these, but it's really, unless you're getting high grade, it just doesn't look that good. And it's still expensive enough. So you're like, well, I don't want to pay too much for that low of a grade.
I like this and 213. Those are my two favorites.
And then, yeah, for a brief time, they tried their heroes again. Human Torch, Man of Flame.
This cover was terrible.
Yeah.
You're going to bring back a character and you're going to make that.
Here we go. I barely ever have Wolverton on here. And we got one. very. I'm not a big fan, but it's a very distinct style.
Yeah, is that
It's expensive too.
is that Wolverton?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got the plop and the panic, and
Is this expensive, Jeff?
No. Only one that's maybe got any value, I think, is the first and the second. The first because of the Santa Claus coming down the chimney, and the second because of the atomic bomb explosion, or vice versa. But outside of that, I don't think Panic's got really any value.
I just thought that Wolverine had a following.
it's Santa Claus with the bear trap when his foot's
On the
about
chimney,
to
yeah.
and the little rat kid.
Cover. You don't even really see it. You got to really look at that cover to be like, oh, that's what's happening.
And
Bear.
I think I picked one up at C2 2 years ago for no more than maybe $100 from Red Hood too.
Wolverton, if you want, it's got to be Weird Tales from the Future. I think is probably his most expensive books.
Yeah,
So,
that's my favorite too. Especially the one with the zombie jumping up out of the ground.
mm-hmm.
I think that's number 3.
Yeah.
I like this one. I don't think I've seen this before. It's wasn't there a Stephen King car movie?
Christine.
Yes.
I like he's got the faces in the background. Really distorted faces in the background.
Good having you here, Comic Man Andy. Yes, and by the way, Jambo, you were right. That was a Maurice Whitman cover on that that Sheena 12. So.
Oh yeah, I like that cover a lot. This is a great one too.
Yeah, that's nice. I got a copy of that. It's like a 4.0, but one of my favorite Cole covers right there, honestly. It looks like a Golden Age Venom, Lava Venom.
Oh yeah, Carnage.
Yeah. This one's great too.
That's a reprint of the number 10, right? That's like the second 10. I think there's a number 10, and that's the second number 10. It's like volume 2 sleeve.
Yeah, there's like a 10 and an 11 they started the numbering over, so there's 2 for each of those. Because they're starting Terror Tales 11 has 2, and obviously the one is a monster and the other one's just nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh,
Hey.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, with Evil 5, sort of go hand in hand.
just happen to have them there.
Yeah, what's the price on this stuff? I mean, the prices of these went really high, and I don't know if they're still holding up there or not.
I don't know. Like, if I'm not trying to sell the book actively, then I just I'm not really sure sometimes in some of these because the market changes so fast.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked.
Who is the artist on this?
That's Ditko.
Oh, really?
Ditko. Ditko,
Wow,
right?
that's cool.
Ditko.
That's Ditko, because the Web of Evil 5 is a Jack Cole.
Jack Cole, that's right. Jack Cole's the web. Yeah.
And then I like this cover. It's pretty cool.
That one really gained a lot of interest in the last year. It used to be Tomb of Terror 15 and everything else, and now it's Tomb 15 and Tomb 16 and everything else. Yeah. And most people are starting to tell me they like this one better, honestly.
It's a cool cover, man.
Yeah.
It looks like a EC cover with the detail and all that.
Well, EC has one like a Jack Davis cover that's almost very similar to that, right?
Yep, it's woman. It's not a zombie. It's just a guy dunking a woman's head. I think it's on a rowboat.
Mm-hmm.
One of these books I've been kind of looking for and never see anything except that one on eBay with a bunch of writing on the cover.
Is this Simon and Kirby?
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Cool cover.
Yeah, I think that was Simon Kirby. Yeah. I wanted to. I think I those. I think I saw one of the Iowa cons.
I
look out for you if we ever do cons again. One of the hotel cons that we have here. I think I've seen that book several times.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes out for some of these foxholes more now. I feel like I just have not been paying attention as much as I should.
Yeah, genres really exploding.
See, that's what happens. I call attention to some stuff and then I ruin other books. So it all evens out.
Good to having Comic Man Andy here in the chat, part of the Andy Given Thursday
that
we have here, and also sometimes on Modern Men as well. It's great. So was that it?
That's it.
That's it. Well, that's a good show. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Us joking around with the Joker covers there and going over some villains in the gold golden age. Saw some great show and tell stuff, and we just went through our nice little spinner rack. Thanks again for joining us here on Comicore and Tuesday night. And
glad you're feeling better, DS.
Yeah, thank you. DS better, and thank you all for being a friend. So we'll let me end it on let me get to some kind of a closeout ending. I'm not doing the warning again. I don't like that. Let's change this to let's do this one.
From Baltimore.
Yeah, we're kidding. That's a fun one.